All right, folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments on a news update video, ladies and gentlemen, and humanoids around the universe. Today, you all want me to respond to the Magic the Gathering Wizards of the Coast update with the brackets in the Commander and the impact on the secondary market and the price swings. So here we are. So, folks, essentially, we have things like Dockside Extortionist, Mana Crypt, Jeweled Lotus, kind of the big three. And the price has swung, and some of these cards have doubled and tripled from their lows. And I'm just so surprised and intrigued that the market and the internet is surprised. I guess it just continues to intrigue me in this world where the people who are most volatile and sensitive to these prices and how expensive they've made the game are the same people who are very for the community, the approved individuals, the approved special sponsored channels. And yet everybody always gets so wound up when they see price swings of these game pieces, right? So when we look at some of these cards that are, a single news drops and these cards double or triple in price. Well, I thought everybody knew this commander brackets pretty much segregating. In other words, I don't know why it's such a big deal. They essentially said, okay, there are so many cards in the commander pool. Some are increasingly ridiculously overpowered, turn to infinite combo craziness. Other cards are just kind of janky and fun. Like, I don't know. I mean, many people at their own kitchen tables in their own kind of Friday Night Magics just said, hey, we're not playing with this card. We just want to have fun. We don't want overpowered junk that makes everybody miserable. People have been doing this for years. So now that we have like this official rank system, I'm just so surprised to see like who were the people selling Jeweled Lotus or Mana Crypt or Dockside at the bottom of the market like 30 days ago. And then my next question is, why were you doing that? You knew things were in the works. So were you just saying, oh, well, it used to be a $100 card. I'll take 10, I think Dockside hit Extortion. Didn't he hit like $10? What's it back to 50 to 100 now? Like some of these things, it's like, well, I mean, did you really want to sell a crazy card for just $10? It's so bizarre to me how everybody perceives these things. That's the thing that really just makes me, I mean, we need to step back sometimes and understand Magic the Gathering is the original greatest card game ever, blah, blah, blah. And it's owned by Wizards of the Coast, which is parent company is Hasbro. These companies' goal is to continue to innovate, make the game fun, make it successful, make it more expensive, and make it more complicated. And the goal is to continue to expand the design space, create new forms of value, and of course reprint and reuse their own equity to justify higher expected values, higher prices, higher MSRPs, and higher everything. These are all things I thought we were on the same page and we already knew was kind of the goal. And yet, this kind of news bombshell, of course, some people are, oh, Rudy, I'm never buying Magic again after this announcement. I sold my cards at the bottom. Now they come back out after banning my cards and say, well, it's like half banned. You can play in this level of tier. So I'm done with Magic. And as I always say, I'll see you Monday morning. Behind the Wendy's to the left of the dumpster. We'll see you next week. And it's just so intriguing, the emotional swings and the attitude of the internet. Moments like this, they lead me to miss the era before social media. Coming from a YouTube guy, am I an influencer? Just to your stepsister. I'm not an influencer to everybody else. Sometimes I miss the era where we had to literally go and get, a magazine. When's the new Inquest? When's the new Scry magazine? When's the new Duelist? My Tundra is up $2. It's up to $16 from $14. When are we, I miss the days sometimes when, it wasn't this internet hive mind of emotions, because everybody makes every little story into this world-ending thing. I mean, I told you guys in other videos, in the decade I've been on YouTube, Magic continues to die, Pokemon has failed 10 times. Magic has gone bankrupt 30 times. Let's see. I thought we were scanning packs. We could see the cards in them. Didn't everything die then? Or wait, printed 2 billion Pokemon cards a year, so Pokemon's at 0. But then we overprinted collector box and Magic, so they're all worthless. But then before that, the future is all digital, so who's going to buy paper cards anyways? So that's also dead. Like, it's just this reoccurring narrative of everybody begging for some dramatic implosion. Human beings are bizarre creatures, everybody. But anyways, moving forward, this is what I expected to happen. I think this is going to continue to expand Commander, EDH, or whatever, your little friend group, however. And if you want your own rules versus your own tier thing of brackets, it's up to you. But it's going to continue to be a big part of Magic's future. Things like this kind of give more design space, is I think the purpose here. I think the idea is to let people know there's different slots of power level, and this allows them to make future overpowered cards and to make future cards that are not overpowered, but they're just cheesy and fun and janky and silly. And, honestly, that's the way Magic should be. I always felt Magic should be ways of people building creative, brewing weird decks that no one's seen and come up with your own stuff. Obviously, social media and the net deck culture doesn't really agree with that, but that's a part of Magic. And the other part is the secondary market. The secondary market is a part of Magic, and everybody being angry that cards are going back up in value and that they're game pieces, they shouldn't be that expensive. It's just the tug of war will continue until the end of time. Until eventually the people upset, they're either eventually going to die of old age or they stop playing Magic. And then a new generation of people are going to come in and they're going to say the exact same thing. Years ago, people didn't want to buy dual lands or Power 9 or anything because they were expensive in 2000, 2005 in relative terms to the 90s. In the 2010s, the 2015s, oh my God, a box of Urzas is $400 now? A box of Weatherlight is $300? Oh my God, what happened to Magic? Everything is relative. The theory of relativity is an incredible thing. And in 2025, I stand by what I told you all before. We haven't seen anything yet. The new era since 2020 with collector boxes, and as Hasbro and Wizards continues to tweak and engineer and research and develop new ways of placing value and creating unique items to put in these packs, special guests, different variants, serialized cards. There's going to be more things in the future. There will be redemption cards. There will be hand-signed cards by artists. There will be sketches in the future. There will be more things that they are going to figure out ways to justify higher and higher MSRP. And I know we're in a bull market. I have to say MSRP because that's what people care about in bull markets. Rudy, do you sell at MSRP? How cute are you? Then no. And that's one of those things where we haven't seen anything yet. This is going to continue to expand and grow. I'll never forget years ago, people were upset because the Double Masters VIP packs were $100 each for a pack of cards. And Magic lost its mind. And now those packs are almost $200 each. It's all relative. So my response to you all out there, on my opinion, on the Commander, the tiers, and the situation, I think it's a good thing. I kind of assumed this was going to happen eventually. They told us, and we all knew there were things in the works. I don't understand why people continue to be surprised or why people are... I don't understand why people seem to be so volatile and emotional on every piece of news that comes out of Magic the Gathering. And I think this is a side effect of social media, the continued rewiring of the public. That's all I have today, folks. Thanks for watching the channel. As always, this YouTube channel takes no outside sponsorships. Sponsored by the viewers like you, the patron army, and the people who click below and buy a t-shirt so I can make $5 off of you. And past that, we're going to leave it there. Have a good day, everybody. Still think it's a good move. I don't see any problems with this whole thing going on.